Hello everybody, this is ZigZagZog coming to you from somewhere in this world. We're back to continue our playthrough of Total War Attila featuring Medieval Kingdoms at 1212 AD mod. And we just had a fun episode last time. We actually finished our crusade and then abruptly ended the episode, so we have a few event messages to go through as a result of completing our crusade. First of all, we did kill the guy that was manning Jerusalem, so he is gone. And the mission succeeded. Crusade for Jerusalem. A crusade has been called with the intention of conquering the city of Jerusalem. Well, guess what? We were victorious. And as far as what that gives us, it means all our characters gain 1 loyalty for 10 turns. And public order is an additional 5 bonus from the presence of Catholic Christianity in provinces. So I don't know, reading that, it makes it sound like if there's any Catholic Christianity, there's a public order bonus, or it doesn't seem to say, you'd think it'd have to be a majority of Catholic Christianity, but we'll have to take a look and see if we can get a sense on how that works. The holiest prize of all has been successfully taken by the Crusaders, Jerusalem itself. Church bells ring throughout Catholic lands in celebration of this monumental victory. And you have greatly pleased His Holiness by fulfilling your crusading vows. Your papal favor has increased to its maximum amount. And the Ayubid pretenders who helped us out in this battle have disappeared into the countryside because we now control the province and they don't need to pretend against the Ayubids that we're holding the city in the first place. So there we go. So let's kind of take a look around. There's I don't think there's a, yeah, we'll come back and look at a few things, but I'm not sure exactly how long we have to maintain this. The Pope probably is going to tell us what to do with Jerusalem now that we have it. So I think I am going to pass up. At least that's my understanding. So I'm going to take at least a turn without building anything here or fixing anything here to see what might happen. And we only really have a turn before any unrest gets to that warning level. So but we're going to try and hold on to our funds to be able to do our own growth on our own territories we know we will have down the road. So that's the plan there. I think that will follow. We had some household loss. I don't think we had a death anywhere in the family or our nobles. I think sometimes the household themselves can just die. Household, we lost a military advisor and the longbow. We finished our donated fief upgrade in Tunis. Let's go see if we can see any kind of bonus, because there's really no if we take a look at the city, let's just take a look at the city. We have a Catholic Christianity presence of 1%. So I don't know that that would really be enough to get a bonus for completing the Crusades and have the masses happy about it. Let's see, characters, no. Political situation, no. So I think Christianity has to be the dominant religion in order to get that bonus. So we'll have to take a look maybe up north and see how that exactly works. We have gained some new households. Household cat for if we have any place we struggle with sanitation. The executioner is amazing to get for some place that might have some public order issues, like right here we do. Of course, we got some public order buildings that'll be finishing very rapidly. And what else we get? Melee defense on that one, and a decorated sword that helps with personal influence if we have anybody low on that. So we'll hang on to that. We do have some ranked that have been gained, so let's touch on those right now. Mark, you're in London, Sussex. And London has good sanitation. Yeah, +4 as far as that goes. And actually, no, we got to get over to London if I want. I'm still on Tunis. So we have +9. It's even better. +9 sanitation and public order is growing. So we don't need any of that. If we're able to do any taxes on this Mark, who is the governor, we shall. And here's one way to increase taxes there. Do we have any tax person available? There's tax rate for the local province. We'll bring him on board up here in London. And since we may down the road, we don't really need authority. That adds even more public authority that we don't really need at the moment. So why don't we increase on builder right here, so in case we have some building to do, it'll lower the cost. And rank gained from Randolph. He's our governor over in Ireland. And at the moment, in Ireland, +4 sanitation, +12 public order. So once again, same MO here. We need to increase our tax rates if we can. And we can. And we shall. Public orders just fine over here. We'll leave as is. And we have rank gain from William, but I actually think, didn't we do that? I may have done that last turn. Last episode. Yeah, there's no, the promotion's already been gained there. We encountered the Ayabe Pretenders, and I'm assuming they're no more down here somewhere. So there you go. Decisive victory in Jerusalem. We secured Palestine, and we know all that. And then peace has been negotiated by the whole host of nations that were on the Crusade. So joining us on the Crusade, we knew about the Duchy of Austria because we saw them right around Jerusalem, but also the County of Flanders, Kingdom of Sicily, Kingdom of Denmark, Kingdom of Hungary, Kingdom of Serbia, and the Latin Empire. They were all on the Crusade and no longer at war with the Ayyubid Sultanate. Actually, we still are, probably because we're holding Jerusalem, I would assume. So that seems to be all the event messages we have on the plate. Let's move some of our minor characters, and then we'll take a look at spending our funds appropriately.
I am with you.
And I think what we're going to do with you is we kind of noticed that North Africa was devoid of any significant armies. We're going to keep you as our eyes across this Straits of Gibraltar over here, and that way if any armies come back in this direction, we'll be aware of it. We'll keep you on your coast walk.
For God's glory. Is there nothing else? How can I assist
as we look for new contacts for trade. And our spies, I think we're probably okay. I want to kind of keep you here to keep an eye on if they're going to go fully invest here. Because right now the Alamad Caliphate is definitely under pressure from these forces that are moving down against it. I think we kind of have an eye on Cordoba. Let's also gain some eyes over on this direction too.
Would that I were as swift as the angels.
Okay, no pressure right now on these territories, these cities. Then we definitely want to get our priests on the move towards North Africa, because we're going to need their help in that conversion process if we are going to move along the North African coast towards the Iberian Peninsula. We definitely need this help down there. Okay, all our provinces are in good shape except for Palestine and Tunis, but I think down in Tunisia that's going to change as soon as we complete our buildings down there. And do we have any new trade options? We'll do a quick check. We'll check in with Kingdom of Georgia perhaps. And that's maybe the only one, so we'll just see if they're amenable.
I welcome you on behalf of the people and give ear to your words.
Well, it's a high chance, so we'll see if we can't get a little cash out of this one too. Went down to moderate from 13 to 1800. We're going to just try straight up 1800 and see if we can get this trade agreement. And we do, we
can
have it.
settle on terms, and I can return to the Senate sure that we have done good work today.
All right. So let's look around, and I'll stop as we find the locations where we want to spend some of these funds, over 15,000. And I think what we're going to do is, since our newest track of technology is somewhat of a slow path, this so it looks like what's the difference between all these? About 14. So it looks like the military path right now, the per turn research rate is taking about 14 turns down here, and the civic path, our turn rate is about 7 because we've done so much research down here. I think that helps speed things up. So I think we can afford some schools and some school upgrades if they exist, and see if we can't speed up some of these military improvements we're looking at. The addition of schools also help us a little bit with income. In fact, I think what I'll do is, as far as schools and places to build those schools, I think I may just look at some of our highest income areas. More than likely they're growing also quite well, and they may have the extra spaces with which to build these schools. And with the income so high, it's not like I'm going to feel bad about giving up a slot for schools. Some of these lower income, or maybe those with less food, I think schools do take up food, so we'll have to keep our eye on the food situation too if we're going to be adding a school. So let's start out down in Aquitaine. Bordeaux, in other words. We increase the slots, and they do have a slot available. Let's just take a quick look at schools and what that does for us. I think it's under civic. Yeah, it's a part of the town square building chain where, let's see, food consumption is -30 to -45 to -60. We can't even go to the highest level quite yet, but we can go a library and a school if it's available. Each level reduces or increases research rate by 4% is what it looks like. Yeah, 4, 8, 12. So all we got to worry about, and then 200 wealth from the culture. So it does modestly increase the wealth where we put it. So we're going to have to keep an eye on food. And first of all, we may have to look at boosting food. We shall see. Oh, the city square is already built. Our food's a little low, so that will make it worse, and that would therefore hurt public order a bit. So maybe what we'll do, what do we have here? A winery, physician. Maybe we'll add some fields to help out with the food. And just go ahead with the school. Our public order is in such a state that plus 16, we can afford that to lower a little bit if we overspend on food temporarily. So we're going to go ahead and build it. In fact, the field should be built before, by the time we need it, and we may have to upgrade the buildings one more time after that. We have the sanitation to do that, because upgrading fields does take a dip, I think, into sanitation. There we go. We still got over 9,000 to spend, so let's move on. We'll take a look down in France. We're also going to have a food situation there. Probably just as well to address some of these. Actually, the library here is already built, so this would involve an upgrade to a school for us. And maybe at the same time, do we have a field? We have wheat fields there. Do we have anything else that can help our food? And I think the noble domain, perhaps, is that in this? Yes, it is in this chain, and it adds 20 food from agriculture. So that actually could cover the increase in the school from 30 to 45. That would cover the increase we need. So we'll upgrade to the noble domain. It does give us a small tax hit, unfortunately. But that ought to be offset by what we gain income-wise or wealth-wise, I hope. We'll find out. Oh, we can't quite afford the school. So we'll have to come back to that school upgrade next turn when we gain some more income. Next in line where we want to take a look. Take a peek in Essex. And Colchester should have the ability, yes. And we have sanitation we can afford. Food income is good, so we can just go right in here. I don't think we have it built yet. No, we do not. So we're just going to go ahead and do the city center, and then we'll be able to upgrade to the school. And how much was the city center? I can't remember. Let's just go to the next location. And that's going to be up in Northumbria. Our food is not so good. I mean, it's good enough at the moment, so we actually are going to need, we have the sheep, we're actually going to need more food up here. Let's see what our options are here. We can actually just upgrade the field for now. And that'll be our turn. Let's take a quick look at the family tree. We actually have a couple that we may be able to promote to the next level, and let's see if we have any of these that might be family members. Let's see, you are, yeah, that's you, Henry. We have the ability to promote you. You are a governor. Yes, you are a governor, so we can promote you to the next level, and we're just going to do that. Who else do we have available? Who is this? That is here. That is Robert, another family member who we're going to see about promoting up. And ye of little loyalty, although it's in good shape now. It used to be down to what, 1 or 2, and now up to 4. Maybe if we give Paul an office, even though we don't really need, I don't think we have any armed forces that need this at the moment anyway, so we'll just give him the promotion here. Well, actually, you don't have enough influence to gain it, and I don't want to use the king's influence because I don't think he has a ton of it at the moment. Yeah, only 18. Oh, no, he's the heir. Our king is still over here. No, our king has the influence. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and promote. We'll have to use our king's influence in order to make it happen. Or can we not even put him here? So, yeah, so he needs at least his own influence, so we can't even rely on just the king's influence. So much for that idea. So, it looks like the family's all in good shape here. Nobody else of age, nobody else coming of age. So let's end it right here and take our next turn. We'll see you on the other side.
We respect strength and wisdom, and I'm sure that you will show both by allowing our legions to march across your lands.
Yes, Otto, you should know better. It seems like you've probably requested this before, but we decline. No military access, especially if you're not going to pay us. Okay, so the Crusade ends. We do have a pop-up here. With the capture of the Crusade's target from the infidels, the Crusaders have clearly triumphed. However, the Pope now demands that all titles seized during the Crusade be transferred to the Kingdom of Jerusalem, or alternatively, that you push on to Jerusalem and take the city for the Kingdom of Jerusalem. So, well, we are at Jerusalem, so there we've already pushed on from Tunis. So we'll comply. We'll gladly abdicate. That's a lot of spending that we will no longer have to do to upgrade and make Jerusalem whole for us to maintain it. So we will do that. Plus, I like this number right down here. If we comply, we abdicate the kingdom. However, we gain 20,000 in our treasury. So I kind of like that. We shall comply. All right, we have Henry, who couldn't outright gain his office, but he has enough of his own influence where he can spend it. Same happened with Robert. There we go. So we got a bunch more population surpluses. Even in France we have, or Paris, we have it. So we'll have more opportunities, especially with new funds, to continue our school building, so we can lower our research times, which now, they weren't such a big deal early on, but now I want to make some progress and don't want to wait that many turns. So so we've built a bunch of fields. Northumbria, so we may be ready for a school there. Bordeaux has their fields. And Tunis, the public order in Tunis should be looking a lot better. Yeah, +6. Way better. And speaking of public order, there's a chance I missed moving this army last turn. I don't recall if they had yet to be moved and I just overlooked them. Shame on me for not looking close enough at the forces tab to see if they had moved or not. I worried so much about it, focused so much on the minor characters up at the top, I didn't double check to make sure all the armies had moved. So we're going to get them moving down towards Tunis. The sooner they get to Tunis, the sooner we'll be able to start our march across North Africa. In fact, one of our stops on the way in North Africa could very well no longer be owned by the Almohad Caliphate if Milan is successful. And we gained, what are ostrich feathers? What do they do? Oh, personal influence. So if that's needed by anybody, that's a hefty personal influence increaser. Does our heir, speaking off the top of my head, it probably would not be a bad thing to increase personal influence in our heir. Does he need anything like that? So when he eventually takes over as king, he has more influence. Yeah, I'm actually thinking we might want to do that. So let's see, do we have personal influence here? Heraldic heater shield, decorated sword. So we'll give him the decorated sword and we will see. Oh, the other guy took, yeah, most of these are, well, integrity, so authority is just as good to have for the moment. Our morale is only for the commander's unit. So yeah, the only way we can upgrade that is, who was it? Was it John who gained the ostrich feathers? Aha, so there's where we want to get rid of it. But apparently we can't right now. And boy, he doesn't need any more personal influence. That's why if his personal influence gets so high compared to the king, that could be why some of that loyalty issues pop up now and again. Governor down in Bordeaux, why don't we give him a master mason to lower construction costs? And now let's move on towards Jerusalem so we can deal with our armies over there. Okay, yes, we have been kicked out of the city because it's no longer ours. So it seems and would appear that it's time to move on. The only thing I'm wondering about is these crusading forces that we hired just for the Crusades. At what point will I no longer be able to maintain them? That's a question I do not know, but as long as I can use them, I'm going to use them. At some point, though, I have a feeling we will need to let them go because the Crusades are over. Fortunately, if we do, for William, we do have some regular units that are not quote-unquote crusading units, so he'll still have an army to do with, and then we can keep these two armies together and split up the forces as desired, as necessary.
At your
So let's
command.
get to sea here
On course.
and see if we can get to sea here also.
Embarking.
No, you don't look like you're embarking there. Maybe you can embark from
Advance.
here. There we
To the
go.
ships.
So we are both at sea, heading back towards Tunis. Let's just see if there's any other little things that we did not finish taking a look at. We have some traits gained. Fond of gambling. Now, who would that be? Oh, John. So we got extra corruption. That's John in Bordeaux. You're just, over time, picking up some nasty little traits. We got Adam, who's losing his zeal. Which Adam? This is Rouen's Adam. And Randolph is losing zeal over in Dublin. Some of these governors are not happy where they are. The food shortage in Palestine is no longer our issue. The food shortage in Aquitaine, however, has been resolved, which is good because we're building the school over there that's going to need food. Let's just see what the food level is. Plus 20, so that's more. Whoops, 64. That's more than enough now to cover our needs for the school. And we now have peace with the Ayyubid Sultanate now that we're no longer holding on to Jerusalem and no longer at war. And I think by moving to sea, yeah, we trespassed. That's the Republic of Genoa owns Alexandria right now. What do you know? We're going to keep you there to keep our eyes on the Straits of Gibraltar. We are going to continue our coastal march here in the hopes of maybe somewhere along the line
Would that I
finding
were
some new
swift as
trade
the
partners.
angels. On the move.
And then our spy, they have now invested here. So we'll just keep our eyes down here. We'll just move not very far away, but we'll move a little bit off. And if they take over this province, we'll move on down towards Granada.
At your service.
And do we still have eyes on both these, so we're in good shape.
By which
And our priests keep that march going on to get down to northern Africa.
heaven be praised.
Setting forth.
And we don't need to move there. Who else do
Commander.
we have to move? Oh, this guy's been sitting up here for a long time. I don't know that I really need to keep him up in the north. I can give him more of a central location, I'm sure. Yeah, moving his army out is not going to affect things at all. So well, let's give you more of a central location down in Nottingham, perhaps. I'm not going to work on increasing the army. I do not believe Ralph is has the most highest loyalty. Yeah, it's sitting at 5, so it's not too bad. But it wasn't much better, but because it's looking as good as it does right now, just because we we completed the Crusades. And everybody else has moved there. All our cities are in the green, looking good. And do we have any new trade partners? No. So what's left is to spend, spend, spend. So Aquitaine is under construction. Paris, did we have? We didn't have the money to upgrade the school. Now we do. And then in Essex, did we have the school built? No, we have the city square under construction, so we haven't been able to build the school yet. Northumbria, we have the fields, but we got to wait for our next little bit of growth so we can work on the school. Sussex, I don't think we've looked in Sussex for school building. Oh, we already have a school here. We're at negative on schools, so what we want to do is upgrade while we can our fields, and I think we can take the hit both. Ooh, not much in sanitation, that's for sure. So we're going to have to find ways to deal with sanitation. Now, by growing the city to a metropolis, that'll help with sanitation. That's going to eat a lot of our funds, though. But that will allow us to increase fields with the extra squalor. And we'll need the food, although we just committed to consuming more food. So we're going to have to go ahead and upgrade the fields. We'll try the cattle herd here. And that pretty much spends our funds. So this turn has been completed. So we're going to take the next turn. And actually, do we have anyone else in family? We do have some provost spots open with those latest promotions. So let's take a quick look at governors that could use some promotions. So we'll stick with family members first, taking a look at them. So we'll take a look at Adam, getting him over here. William, you don't have the influence, but we do have the influence with Stephen. So let's bring you down here and see about promoting you. Let's just take a look. I meant to look in the summary page. Yeah. Papal standing is at 10. I've never hit 10 before in my life. That also means if we need it or wanted it, we have that objective down here. Oh, somewhere down here we had we have the ability down here under decisions to ask the Pope for money. So if we needed 10,000, we could get 10,000. It'll lower our papal favor down to 7. So actually we could do it twice because our papal favor would still be at 7. That's a pretty good amount of money. We may think about it. We may think about it. So we're going to move on to our next turn here. And we'll see you on the other side.
We always remember with honor those we consider to be friends. Do you not wish to be counted in that number?
Yeah, non-aggression pact up here is probably fine. It's high as far as the likelihood of success. So we'll see if we can get a little cash out of this one. Not much, but hey, not much is better than nothing. All right, it looks like we have had some hostile agent activity here. We are close to murdering one of our own. However, the wounds will heal given time. So we've lost one of our eyes down there in the Iberian Peninsula is what it looks like. And we have some more legitimate family members, which is always nice. And Adam secured his office without any back scratching. And same with Stephen. The population surpluses are just firing away. Look at all those. And we lost a master mason. I think we just dole out the master mason. He didn't last very long. Let's go take a look over here in Bordeaux and see if there's anyone else we can give him. At least anyone else that makes sense, right? Oh, wealth from commerce. So we're going to pick up this merchant and put him down in Bordeaux. That makes sense for him down there. Edward has gained a rank. Let's go find which Edward. Oh, there we go. Edward. General Edward. Now, how is this guy, Edward, he has a spurned trait. It says loss of status and prestige has made this man bitter, envious, and discontented. How has he been spurned? I'm not sure. Although his loyalty is fine, so that's not so much a concern. His loyalty is at 8 in spite of that. So, I don't know. But anyway, let's go see what we can use, and we can best use both of these. In fact, we'll kind of split it up between campaign movement and battle movement, pick up both, and that can be the, we know what the next promotion's going to be here. Catholic monastery in Essex. City Square in Essex. And Tunis has built the Catholic Church, the first one there. So let's just take a quick look down and see how Tunis is doing. In fact, their public order is climbing rapidly all of a sudden. Sanitation is in a good, it's not in a great place though, so let's see. We don't have the building space and we're not really growing a ton. Well, the sanitation will allow us to grow the fields, and that obviously will help our growth. We'll just go with the pigs. No, we'll not go with the. Well, since it's being converted now to Catholic, we can go with the pigsty, I guess, huh? And that pretty much uses up our funds for this turn. We didn't have that massive influx of 20,000. Let's move this army down. And then we're going to be able to get on the move after that, so that's kind of exciting. So a lot of forces moving down towards the Almohad Caliphate. It's looking like everybody's feeling they're ripe for the pickings here. I don't even know if we'll get there in time. We'll have to bypass whoever is invested and then move on down and take our own North African route. We also have an Alchemist, which helps research rate. So let's go take a look and see if the Alchemist is actually used in here. Otherwise, we'll find a spot to use him. That's an Executioner. We don't seem to need sanitation here, I don't think. It's not bad. But I'm going to put the cat there anyway, I think, because if we end up growing the port here, that's going to definitely hurt our squalor, and I am eventually wanting to get that port done. So let's give him the cat so we can upgrade that port without a problem. And we gained a monk. So what is that? The monk, that helps with religious conversion, is that so? We'll have to look at whoever we keep behind temporarily in Tunis. We might want to look at giving him that household member.
My sword is yours.
So we do have somebody moving down this way. It's an enemy assassin, so maybe he's gonna not like my eyes here that I'm keeping on this path, and he's moving against me. But we're gonna keep ourselves there until something tells us different. And look, this territory has, oh, this is our, I was mistaken on the map, so let's keep him moving, see if we can gain any more trade partners.
Moving out. I am with you.
Heaven be praised.
And Hubert, you are the one here. And yeah, it has been taken over. This is where I for a quick second, this is where I thought I was, but I'm not. So that the investment in Mercia has succeeded for the Crown of Aragon. We're going to move on and start keeping track of these cities down here. And our other spy is the one that was injured and is no longer available, at least for the short term. So a lot of agents on the move and active down here right now in this area.
Ready, willing,
And we will get our priests to sea.
the Lord's work is never done. Ready for orders.
And you will stay put.
Ready for orders.
Ralph is fine where he is now also. And everybody else should have moved. Oh, we still have movement left on these guys, so that's, I'm glad we checked.
Hard on the oars, you men! Would that I were as swift as the angels.
All right, the turn has seen a lot of repositioning for us, a lot of consolidation for us, a lot of growth in our learning and education to help with our research. And yeah, we're still looking for the schools to be built because the research has not changed at all yet. So what we're going to do at this point, I think there's enough time that's gone along on this episode, especially without a battle. We're going to hold off. I do see battles coming up in the future in North Africa. But for now, it's consolidating, enjoying our victory in Jerusalem, enjoying the income that we had to spend, enjoying the upgrades we were able to make. And next turn, we'll see if we can't start consolidating Northern Africa and making that move into the Iberian Peninsula. This is ZigZagZog signing off from somewhere in this world. Thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate your views, especially those of you that have made it to the end here. Thanks so much for that quality view. I really do appreciate it. Hope to see you next time.